I'm interested to see how Bo Nix is going to do up in Buffalo.
You just got to believe.
Bo leave, baby. Bo leave.
Does Oregon have a dome?
No.
It's pretty cold in Oregon.
Yeah. I feel like I've never seen an Oregon snow game, though.
That's true.
And before that, he played at Auburn. It's never cold in Auburn.
No.
Auburn's in Alabama, right?
I thought so, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
It's either Alabama or Georgia.
Yeah.
Auburn City in Alabama.
Okay.
What? Auburn University.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Auburn University.
Yeah. Auburn, Alabama. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Alabama. Average cost after aid is $23,000. Graduation rate 79%. Acceptance rate 44%.
Wow.
I don't know if that's high or low, but it feels low.
44% is low for acceptance rate.
Wow.
But
The more you know.
the more you know. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue.
I forget the guitar to that part.
Sweet home Alabama, where I'm coming home to you. Yeah.
The sore throat got me.
That was a good one. Welcome back to Last Stop Sports Talk. This is episode 66. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. And I'm here with Kean Crop, Carson Crop. I'm Cody Crop. And we got some new segments we're doing today. Not really. Well, one new, one refreshed, per se.
Episode 2 or 3 or something.
Way early. So we're going to start off with that new segment called Are You Kidding Me? You Finished Already? Where we're talking about teams, coaches, players who missed the playoffs and who we're going to miss watching just because their season's done and they were entertaining to watch. And then we're going to head right into a segment from way back called Where's the Party? Talking about our Super Bowl predictions. And since playoffs are starting now for the NFL, we'll be talking about where teams are sitting in that segment. And then we'll be wrapping it up with our college football playoff predictions and our NFL Super Wild Card Weekend preview. So let's get into that segment. Are you kidding me? You finished already?
I want to start here.
Okay, go ahead.
So
You can do team, coach, or player.
All right. Well, the thing here is I'm not doing this because I'm sad that I can't watch them doing anymore. I'm doing it because I'm happy that I can't watch them anymore. And this isn't for me personally. This is for all the Jets fans out there. So
Yes.
the Jets.
Yeah.
Sure.
The fans are going to be pissed that their team finished already. Because at the beginning of the season, it was looking great, right? They had a super stacked roster with talent, youth, star running back, star receiver, star corner, good O-line, great defense, great head coach, Hall of Fame quarterback.
We're going to be so good this year.
All to finish the season 5-12.
Ooh.
The quarterback who built the team around himself is either going to retire or go to another team.
Yeah.
But your star receiver doesn't want to play with him anyways.
No.
True.
Your good head coach is gone, and you didn't even get to smell the playoffs. Are you kidding? You finished already?
Yeah.
That's the Jets.
Yeah.
That was a perfect way to start it.
Thanks. Now we can get on something more positive.
Into some good stuff.
Yeah.
But you're happy to see the Jets season
I'm
be
so
done.
happy to see it be done.
Yeah.
I can't stand watching the Jets.
I think most Jets fans are probably happy it's done, too.
Probably so,
yeah. One person I'll miss, I'll go to a player that I'll just miss watching because they're fiery and they're actually no, I'll go to a team. I'm gonna miss watching the Arizona State boys down there. They lost, but boy are they fiery and feisty, and obviously Cam Scattaboo just runs over people, and their young coach is electrifying, and I'm gonna miss them, even though they finished already. But boy, did they! I had a good time with them, before they finished. They're exciting.
I'm going to miss watching the duo of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Not the rest of the team. I could give a rat's ass about the rest of the team. I don't care whenever he throws to Mike Gesicki. It's just fun. It's just been a fun story from the beginning of Whenever they played in college, you sounded like a bird tweeting.
Yeah.
Whenever they played, it's just cool how they were college buddies.
Yep. LSU boys.
Yeah, LSU boys slinging it down in Baton Rouge, and then Joe Burrow gets drafted to the Bengals, and the next year Joe Burrow's like, "Hey, you should draft my buddy Jamar Chase," and boy has it worked. I mean, they could have had Penei Sewell. That probably would have been helpful at times, but I mean, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase is just more fun to watch, and
Triple Crown winner.
I really wish they made the playoffs somehow.
Triple
Get the
Crown
Texans
winner.
out. Can the Bengals somehow win the AFC South?
Can we have a trade? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Seriously.
gonna miss them. You guys want to go one more round?
Yeah, I'll go one more just for a positive note for myself. Bryce Young has been a different guy after the benching, and he ended the season about as hot as he could the last couple of weeks. Just last week, 5-touchdown game. He's given the Panthers some hope, actually, and he's given the fans a sense that maybe they have actually found their franchise quarterback. So
True.
I think not only but Panthers fans are gonna miss watching the Panthers actually succeed and Bryce Young ball out.
Mm-hmm.
True. I gotta think of one. Who am I gonna miss?
Here I can go. I
Go
can go
for it.
next.
I gotta think. About
The
this
guy
one.
who I'm gonna miss watching is actually I just lost it. I might be fast forwarding through this part of the video, like put it in fast motion. Okay, I got it. Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously going to be overlooked because Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, what they did this season, it was amazing. But Bijan Robinson, in his own right, he had the second most missed tackles forced in the NFL with 70, only behind Derrick Henry. He rushed for 1,456 yards, 14 touchdowns. He was amazing this year. He finally, this is only his second season, but this year he really was given the bell cow role for the most part, and he thrived in it. He earned himself all the touches that he got, and he looks like he kind of made his draft, his first-round pick, being 8th overall, he made it worthwhile this year, as he was a big part in helping this offense move the way that they did. So I will always miss watching Bijan Robinson because there are very few guys who move like him.
Very true. One guy that he's kind of been finished for a while. So
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Finished up way early.
Way early. It's kind of sad, and I think everyone hopes he lasted longer. But one guy I'll really miss and never forget about because he's that special. Our boy Jameis Winston.
Jameis. Good TV.
Yeah,
Just
good TV, man. And he's a slinger, man, and he's a good guy, and he just finished way too early. That's all. It's sad.
It wasn't his choice, though.
Exactly.
It was not his choice. She leg locked him, and
That's
the
it.
rest is history.
Yeah.
Having a baby.
Yeah. So now, happy note. Let's go into our next little seg. Where's the party? So we'll be talking about the NFL playoff teams and kind of talking about where they're at as they enter the playoffs. Because they're all over the board this year, especially like the Texans you just talked about and the Bengals not being in there. So, where do we want to start? Bottom seeds?
Yeah, sure. Because we're going to be giving based on where we say these teams are partying, you're going to be able to figure out who we think is going to be in the Super Bowl matchup. But then we'll circle back around at the very end of this segment, and we'll give you, I think the Super Bowl matchup is going to be this, and this team's going to win. So,
All right.
So, yeah, we'll start off with where's the party? Yeah, let's do bottom seeds here.
Yeah, let's start in the NFC side of things. Them Green Bay Packers. Where are they partying at right now?
I think they're partying in the basement. I don't think they make it past this week. I think they get out. I was not encouraged by what I saw from them offensively last week. I know that Jordan Love got hurt and then Malik Willis got hurt. But this season as a whole, they can win in a lot of different ways. But we see that every team that they've lost to is one of the better playoff teams. And, in the playoffs, you play playoff teams. So
True.
I think they lose this week. So that would put them partying in the basement currently by themselves. And it's not a finished basement either. It's not nice. There's water running in fast.
Oh.
Yeah. Jordan Love can't feel his elbow. He's so damn cold.
This is a 2-story house, right?
Yeah, but we got a basement.
Basement,
Right.
first story, second story,
Roof.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm on the first floor because I think if they get past this Eagles matchup, then I think they beat the Commanders or the Bucks, and then that will get them to NFC Championship. And there, I think they have a chance to beat the Lions or Vikings. So I don't think they deserve to be in the basement, because if they get past this first matchup, then they have pretty decent chances. And Jalen Hurts is still trying to clear concussion protocol.
He is.
So.
Yeah.
I think they're hanging on to the first floor, but like the basement door is trying to they're in the basement steps. All right, that's where they're at, and they're like gripping onto the first floor like this, but the door keeps slamming on their fingers over and over, but they're still hanging on. Yeah. I think that's where they're at. I have no other reasons than what you guys said. If they can beat the Eagles, though, that's gonna look better for them. That's for dang sure. So, let's talk about those Washington Commanders up there with Jane Daniels.
Oh, man, I love me some Commanders, but it's hard to get them any higher than the first floor here. Mm-hmm. I like their chances against the Bucs first round, but then they either have to play Eagles or Packers, which, honestly, I kind of like their chances again, because they've already beat
remember, the NFL reseeds.
Oh, you're right.
The bottom seeds have to play the top. So they could be playing the Lions if the Packers lose first round.
If they get past the Lions, then I really like their chances. But.
Oh yeah. While you're thinking, I'll start off here. I think that in this NFC, I think the Commanders might be I'm not gonna say anything too rash. I think they're partying on the first floor, walking up the stairs. But then that Lions team, Dan Campbell, he's got dip in his lip, and he's just spitting down on him constantly.
Oh, yeah.
So they're trying to get up to that second floor to keep partying, but Dan Campbell he's spitting out his horseshoe right on Dan Quinn's face. He said, "I'm the better Dan." Man, I'm the better Dan.
No, I'm Dirty Dan.
Yeah.
No, I'm Dirty Dan. I think the Commanders are also on the first floor, but they're just partying it up, dude. I mean, they're eating all the chip dip. They're just freaking partying.
Because they didn't expect to be there.
No, that's the thing. But that's also got to be careful, because they might be partying too hard and not realize, hey, we got work to do. We can go do it. You don't want to get too involved on that first floor party.
The Commanders are the underage kid at the party.
Exactly.
They're probably having the most fun, but they have the most risk there, and they could get kicked out like that.
Yep.
That's true.
If they don't realize how lucky they are to be there.
Exactly.
And that they still got work to do.
With that being said, I'm keeping them on the first floor.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think they can get past the Bucs, but then, I mean, who knows? If Eagles win, then they got to play Lions.
It's up in the air.
It's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings coming off that loss against Detroit.
I think that loss is going to... I think it's going to propel them, because I think it's going to sting, that loss in Week 18 to the Lions. So I think that the Vikings are up on the second floor. But the Lions are up there too. So they're like kind of hiding up on the second floor. Like the Lions are the big bully, the big jock, the linebacker on the football team, the meathead. Because you know that if you say anything wrong, they can beat you up. But the Vikings are built like Kevin O'Connell. They're kind of skinny. They're lanky. But they're still up there on that second floor. But they're hiding. They're staying away from all the pretty girls, because they know that Dan Campbell and the Lions want them. So they're treading very lightly, and they're waiting to pounce if they get the opportunity. But I think that they're still up there.
I think so, too. I think the Vikings are definitely on the second floor right now, partying it up. They're just, in limited company. But they do get the privilege of being up there, and Sam Darnold's just doing one of these. Wow, it's amazing up here. It's so nice.
It's so high.
Yeah.
It's so tall.
I sound like a broken record here, but they're on the first floor.
Oh, damn. Everybody's on the first floor.
Yeah, it's just, I don't see Sam Darnold leading this team to the Super Bowl. Eventually, he's going to have to face the Lions or the Eagles, and the Lions just showed that they own the Vikings. And I think the Eagles can definitely do the same with Saquon, and, I mean, they have a similar mentality as the Lions do. So I don't see the Vikings getting to the Super Bowl here, but I think they can make a valiant effort.
That's fair. Okay, the LA Rams.
It would be too generous to say that they're in the basement here. Septic system.
Oh, they're cleaning sewer.
No hope in the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah. So, Vikings first round, I don't like their chances. If they get past that, then I really don't like their chances. And if they somehow get past that, no, there's no chance.
Not happening.
Matt Stafford has some magic, but he doesn't have enough magic. This defense isn't strong enough. He has only Puka Nakua that he throws to.
Oh, okay. Throws to, sorry.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp's on the team too, but he's showed his age as well. And I just don't think they have the firepower to do it anymore, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
That's very fair. Here's what I'm thinking in my head. The Rams are the fat guy of the party. Okay,
yeah.
But they're like really, really fat. Now sometimes like fat guys are funny. There's just something funny about fat guys.
Sure.
Like they can be the life of the party. Everything's jiggling. They're doing shots off their bellies.
Absolutely.
But then at any single moment, they could fall through the floor. Like you have this Rams team, you have no idea what's gonna happen anytime they are playing a football game. Just like if a fat guy walks into your house, you don't know what's going to happen.
True.
Maybe he's an angry fat guy. He's trying to knock everybody out by sitting on them. I don't know.
Maybe he's a comedian.
Maybe he's a comedian. Exactly. You don't know what you're going to get with this Rams team, but I have a feeling that they are going to fall through the floor and
That's
end
a
up
good
in
way
the
to put
basement.
it. Yeah, I think I agree with that right there. Number 3, let's go to Tampa Bay and those Buccaneers.
I have him in the basement. Kean talked about it in the previous episode. Their defense is developing into Swiss cheese.
Yeah, they're trying.
It's more like provolone that you took a hole punch or two a couple times. It's not true Swiss cheese, but it's a nice fraudulent Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
They face the Commanders first round. I like the Commanders a lot right now, and if they get past them, then they probably got to play Eagles.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah. I think this team, I love what they can do on offense. They are very fiery. These guys are literally on fire. This guy at the party somehow caught himself on fire.
Sure,
He's the guy that does like the bubbles with the fire in his hands.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So he caught himself on fire, but he's like, it's in the house though. The house it's got a wood floor.
It's like, come on, man.
So this
really?
guy, much like the fat guy, this guy's burning through the floor, except the fat guy falls through the floor. But
yeah.
This guy takes a little longer.
yeah.
It's a slow burn.
It's also kind of cool to watch. It's like, wow, he's got some fireworks on him too. He's like, you got Bucky Irving sprouting off.
Yeah, he's a pyromaniac.
Yeah, he's a pyromaniac is what he is. You got Mike Evans. McMillan's probably going to catch a touchdown or two. Baker Mayfield running for first downs. They're going to end up in the basement, but it's going to look really cool doing it.
Oh, that's a guy like that.
I think the Buccaneers, there could be either two things here. They're the group of people that are that sign up to bring the food, like bring some food and bring some drinks and all that, and then show up with nothing. Or they're the people that like, or they just actually no. I think that's it. I forget what I was going to say for the second one. But yeah, they show up and, or maybe they're oh no, they are either going to promise to bring food and not, or they're going to show up, party it like there's no tomorrow, eat all your food, drink all your drinks, and then Irish goodbye and get out of there. So they're on the first floor living it up. But they like, a lot of people promise to come. Man, I got so many like metaphors for the Buccaneers. Here's another one. Sometimes you like RSVP for parties. You know how much food to make and all that. And they're like, oh yeah, we got all these people coming. We got like 52 people coming. It's like, okay, cool. We'll make a lot of food. And then it's like 12 show up. It's like, oh, okay.
You know, not a single one of those people that's showing up are defensive players.
No, exactly. Yeah. It's like, all right, cool. The offensive line room's here, but where's the rest of the people? Yeah. That's where I think the Bucs are. Okay, let's move to Philadelphia. Where are them Eagle boys at?
Oh man, this team. Again, if Nick Sirianni can stay out of the way, this team can make it to the roof. They've got a pretty the game shoots and ladders. There are sometimes whenever you hop on the boards, like, oh, I got a ladder here, I can climb up. And sometimes there's like a chute that you have to like slide down. Well, these guys crawl up to the second floor, and they can do it fast.
They do.
Powerfully. And everybody's like watching them because there's something exciting going on here. Well, then he goes out to the balcony, he jumps off, does a few flips. I think that could definitely happen. And if that doesn't happen, if they're here to stay, they're like, the Eagles, that guy, he's like, no, man, I'm here to stay. I know that I messed up last time, okay? Last year was a different story. I broke my neck jumping off the roof. I'm not going to jump off the roof this time. Dan Campbell comes over. He's like, I'm going to push you off the fucking roof. And then he pushes him off the roof. I think that's what can happen. But if Nick Sirianni can keep his head out of his ass, this team is right up there with the Lions as far as dominancy. Is that a word?
That's a good word.
Dominancy
Sure. Yeah.
in the NFC for sure.
I just have them on the second floor. I mean, they need to beat the Packers first of all, which I like their chances if Jalen Hurts is there. And after that, I really like their chances with whoever they played in the second round, and that's just getting past the Lions. So, like you said, it's gonna be. Is Dan Campbell gonna push them off the roof, or are they gonna put on their big boy pants, calling back up, and push Dan Campbell off the roof?
Yeah, you're gonna bring in Big Dom.
Big Dom.
Big
yeah.
Dom.
Big Dom will
Sirianni's
take care.
bodyguard.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything from that guy this year.
Haven't no.
I think they're also on the second floor, but they've been on the second floor for a while. They just expect to be there, but they see. They're kind of getting surprised and a little bit worried because, like, all right, you see the Vikings boys showing up, and you're like, oh, all right, I mean, whatever. We're still living it up. We're still partying it up. And then you see, like, a dark, shadowy, giant figure with a giant lower lip standing in the corner.
Yes, sir.
And you're like, oh, yeah, that's Dan Campbell. You don't want to mess with that guy over there. And they're like, okay, all right. I mean, when did he show up? But, like, okay, good, we're cool. So I think they're on the second floor.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit wary of their surroundings. But if they all come together, simpatico, they can take over to the roof. Mm-hmm. You said. So with that being said, Detroit Lions.
These guys own the roof.
These guys own the house.
Dan Campbell, yeah, they own the house. The Lions, in my opinion, are clearly the best team in the NFL. And they can win. They can beat you so many different ways. So they currently own the roof. The roof is painted blue because the Lions are the ones that put the roof together.
Sure.
They're the one that set the ceiling height.
Sure.
They're the ones that set the bar. And they got snipers up there, man.
They do.
They got snipers. Secret Service is guarding this roof. And those guys are shooters, I tell you what. Jared Goff, as long as he's protected by these snipers,
True.
they're going to be performing well because they got Jahmyr Gibbs. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got Sam Laporta. They got the best offensive line in the league. They got a defense that will do anything for Aaron Glenn and not Sam Laporta, Dan Campbell. So, yeah, the Lions are looking very dominant, and they earned that number one seed.
Yep.
15-2 this season.
15-2.
Pretty
man.
damn good.
Pretty good.
I have them only in the attic, not on the roof.
Oh.
And that's because so their first matchup is actually probably going to be fairly tough because it's NFC so stacked. So, but I think they're going to get past that. But when they get past that, they are going to have to face most likely the Eagles eventually. And like I said, the Eagles and Lions are similar. And I think they're going to match up very well together. And it's just going to be a dogfight. So I think that matchup could go either way. So I don't think they can quite be on the roof because the Eagles are blocking them. You know, if they go on the roof, then they're like roadkill, and the Eagles can come and start pecking at them. So right now they're just hiding in the attic and making sure that they stay safe till the time comes.
True.
I like that they're still under a roof in your analogy because the Lions will be. I mean, Jared Goff obviously plays better in a dome. Like you can see the stats. So they will be in a dome all playoffs, and then in the Super Bowl, it's still in a dome.
Yeah, they're smart.
True.
Yeah, in a dome.
I think the Lions are okay. Let's put this in 21 Jump Street terms.
Oh, I like it.
Okay. If you think about 21 Jump Street, okay, James Franco, remember his deal? He like ran the show.
Yeah, he was
the whole drug dealing
the
business.
drug dealing business. Yeah.
And they're what's his name? Jonah Hill and
Channing Tatum.
They're sent in to like infiltrate, act as college kids, and try to get in. Detroit Lions are James Franco. They run it. No one really knows.
Right.
No one knows how to take him down.
Because they're kind of crazy.
He's kind of wild, but just runs everything without question in dominating fashion. Probably out of the attic. I think I agree with the attic terminology. But he owns the house. He owns the city. He owns the whole campus, if we're talking college party here. That's what the Detroit Lions are right now. The juggernaut, they run it. No questions asked.
I like it.
15-2 season. Let's go over to the AFC, starting with the Denver Broncos.
Sorry, Broncos, but you're also in the septic system. Your road to get to the Super Bowl is honestly a hair off of impossible. You play the Bills first round, and then eventually you're going to have to play Chiefs, Ravens. Yeah, you're going to have to play one of those two teams.
Yeah.
True.
And that's even if you get past the Bills. So it's going to take a miracle to get past the Bills. It's going to take another miracle to get to the AFC Championship, and then who knows who you play in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I got the Broncos. They started out on the first floor. But then it's a winter party, okay? So it's cold outside.
Sure.
Okay.
It's cold outside. And then Bo Nix got that dog in him. He yells he yells at his coach a little bit. You know he's probably yelling at the Bills players.
Yep.
So that gets him into a fight. He gets kicked out into the snow. He could kind of I could see a situation where he could crawl back into the house. But the windows are bulletproof. So he can't get through those windows. So he's kind of locked out there in the snow. He doesn't know what to do in the snow. He's from Alabama, so
That's tough.
That's true.
so they get kicked out of the house. I guess I can't even say they're in the basement. They're just not in the house.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, but I'll add on to how they got there. So it's been so long since they've been to this house, they forgot how to get there, and they got lost on the way there.
They almost didn't make it.
They almost didn't make it, and they got lost. But then they showed up, and then the freaking Josh Allen's in there, and like, what are we supposed to do with this?
This guy's jumping through tables.
Yeah, and then they get kicked out, and then possibly the cops get called. They can't get into the house. They don't get away, and they get taken to the clink. Possibly.
Bengals fans are pissed because they're yelling from outside the house. They're like,
Exactly.
we could have beat that guy. We have beat that
The
guy.
Bengals probably called the cops on them.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Bengals actually have the key to the house to get in. The Broncos didn't know that, though.
No, they forgot where the house was.
Yeah.
All right. Our hometown Pittsburgh Steelers.
If we're doing analogies here, well, first of all, they're in the septic system if we're talking
Okay.
location, but
Yeah.
they also they're like the holder. They're in the septic system because they actually own all the keys to the house.
You're right.
No matter whose house it is, they can always get in.
Yep.
And it's never once they get in the house. I mean, they just do like some inspections and whatnot.
They always know what it looks
yeah,
like.
check the septic system, check the water.
Yeah.
Look at the walls, do some surveying.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything in there.
Right.
They're not a partier. They just want to look at the house.
Yeah.
And that's all they're ever going to do.
They had some really good times in this house in the day.
Yeah. They used to have really good.
Really good roof parties.
They had like 12 showers. They had steel curtains hanging.
Yeah,
from
they
them.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're
just
the keeper of the
there.
keys that are always going to be there, and it's like, don't worry about him. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. That guy, that's just our maid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's really good. The
that's
defense is really
perfect.
good to break them into any house.
Yep.
And yeah, that's so good.
Yep.
Well, I can't top that, but I want to add something to it. How they got to the septic system. They got in, and Russell Wilson came walking in. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? He comes walking in. He's like, you guys see the water slide they got in that room? And it turns out it's just a toilet. He didn't know that. He's like, guys, hop in. He pulled everybody in. George Pickens is like, no, screw you. He stayed out, but he got his ass kicked out by the whole Ravens team. But everybody else hopped into the water slide, and they right down the toilet into the septic system is what they've done over the past few weeks. They're just chilling down there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with those. It's all right, Steelers. We're still there.
Yeah.
Number 5, the LA Chargers.
Yeah. They're in the basement. You guys have any good analogies for them?
I do.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think they're in the basement running up the steps of the first floor because what happened before this year, all right? They had this really big party last year, of course, and the LA Chargers weren't even close. They're like their group of friends was pretty terrible. And mainly like the main friend in the group was pretty terrible, pretty toxic, pretty
He's
bad.
toxic, one may say.
Yeah, he was toxic. And then, man, we made friends with this really cool dude. He's awesome. He seems to bring us all together, and that man is Jim Harbaugh. And so they're magically back in the house. You got to start in the basement, though. Got to start in the basement because this head dude, our head friend, hasn't been to this house in a while. He's been at the house down the street, winning down there. But yeah, so I think they're in the basement, but they're running to that first floor. They hear the music coming from the first floor, and they're like, "Oh man, I think we can go party with these guys. They look like our guys up there. They look like our dudes. It kind of stinks down here in the basement."
I think these guys win first round. So I
Sure.
guess I would put them first floor. So they're on the first floor. They're trying to crawl up to the second floor. But here's how they got into the first floor. So this house, the AFC house, AFC
Yes.
playoffs house,
Yep.
it's gated, and there's a guy out there running the gate. Well, this guy's asleep. They beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
But let me just say, this Chargers team, these guys, they brought no weapons.
True.
They're walking into a war though. But these guys just have fists.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of just innocent white guys.
They're a bunch of just innocent white guys. They see the sleeping Texans out there in the booth running the gate, and they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And then they walk into the house like, yeah, we can do anything. They walk in there, and there's guns. There's guns named Josh Allen,
Lamar
Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. They all point them at him. And Jim Harbaugh's like, all right, guys, put them up. And they're like, ooh. And that's how the second round is probably going to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's accurate. That's very accurate.
You guys got no weapons.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, that is really good. All right, Houston Texans.
All right, I got nothing else other to say than they're the coolest team in the playoffs right now. They're in the septic system, and this team puts the sins in Texans.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why I said these guys were in the booth letting people in, because they weren't even invited to the party. They were just invited to work. They're just like really there to just put in the hours. You put in the 3 hours that it takes to play an NFL game, and then you leave.
So they're cleaning the windows of the house.
Yeah, they're cleaning
just
the
looking
windows.
And they only got called in because everybody else called off.
Yeah, everybody else called off. Yeah.
Yep. That's all you say about that. The Baltimore Ravens.
So I think they're going up the steps to the second floor, and they're coming back from last year, because last year they got up to the second floor, and so the Ravens are this guy, right?
Yeah.
He's really funny. He's got a great personality, but when he talks to girls, he just gets nervous and he's not himself. So went back home, reevaluated himself, came back this year with Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry is a haircut. This kid comes back with a haircut. He's a little more attractive now, but he's still the same guy at heart.
Yes.
And this time he just needs to be himself.
Yep.
And not try to be somebody he's not and mess up with a girl.
True.
So, got a new haircut and just be yourself, and you'll be fine.
I like it.
If you do that, then you'll make it to the second floor easily, and then you can even work your way up to the roof with that haircut, personality, and the girl on your side.
I like it.
I agree with you. Yeah. Last year,
Run the ball, Lamar. Damn it.
Run the ball.
Be yourself,
Gotta
buddy.
run the ball.
Buddy, whenever he's talking to his boys, he's got the best pickup lines. He's like, this is
Yeah.
what I'm going to say to her.
Yeah.
He walks in. Last year, he walked into the party, and he just forgot everything.
Yeah.
Forgot everything that he was.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, couldn't do shit. So
Yep.
he didn't run away,
Yeah.
but he walked away. He slowly walked away.
He did. Yeah.
This year, he knows what he's doing a little bit more. But yeah, like you said, it's the same guy.
And he's got that haircut, though, Derrick Henry.
He
He
does.
does have that haircut,
He
but
do.
he should just stick to what he knows.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns.
Yeah, stick to your guns.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. The Buffalo Bills.
So,
They're second floor chilling, dude.
I don't know if they're chilling, but they're on the second floor. I think they're a little nervous, though.
Okay, Josh Allen's second floor chilling.
Yeah.
Low-key nervous about his boys that he brought with him.
Yeah, he's got a tug of rope.
Yeah.
It's like a long tug of war rope.
Yeah,
he's trying to drag him up the steps.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
I think this guy is so like some people pull their sleigh through the snow with a horse. Like
Yes,
a Clydesdale
of course.
maybe. That's a strong horse.
Yes,
This
big horse.
this horse is being pulled, or this sleigh is being pulled by a bull.
Yes.
And the bull busts his way into the house with the sleigh behind him. But this sleigh is so heavy that nobody else can pull this besides the bull.
Oh, true.
Well, the
Yeah.
bull, he somehow knows how to walk upstairs. So he piles up the stairs. The team is, or the sleigh behind him is just destroying the stairs along the way. But he somehow makes it up there. And he makes it up to the second floor. And that's where he finds Dan Campbell.
It's always Dan.
It's always
Dan.
Yeah.
And
Motor City Dan Campbell creeping in the corner.
Dan Campbell looks at him. He says, "Where are your kneecaps, boy?" But that's to be determined for my Super Bowl prediction. But I think the Bills make the Super Bowl this year.
So what you're saying is it all depends. So bulls don't have kneecaps.
Right.
So it all depends on if the elves hop out of the sleigh and show Dan Campbell their kneecaps or not.
Yeah.
True.
Exactly.
Because Josh Allen obviously doesn't have kneecaps.
Yeah.
But with the team, they can have kneecaps.
Yeah, and that is Josh Allen's worst fear, is that they show he doesn't want anybody else on his team to be shown.
Yeah.
Because
true.
it's usually bad.
Just stay in
Yeah.
the sleigh, buddy.
Stay in the
You
sleigh.
can't bite our kneecaps that we don't have.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's got those persistent friends that are like, "Oh no, dude, I'll be cool in there. I'll be cool. I'll be cool. I'll be cool. All right."
Yeah, they try to come in. Look at my kneecaps.
Yeah. Yep. And then they end up smashing a glass on the floor and just wrecking shop.
Yep.
Yep. All right, the number one seed in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'll leave the analogies to you guys, but the Chiefs are the only team that I have on the roof. And my goodness, are they on the roof. They pretty much have 2 first-round buys. First-round bye for real.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to play the Chargers or the Texans.
Yeah.
They're going to dog walk them, free ride to the AFC Championship, in which case they just have to own the Bills again like they always do, or beat Lamar, which is less likely, but they're still on the roof because they have an easy ride to the party. They just got dropped off on a helicopter. Didn't even have to ride. Didn't have to pay for gas. Didn't have to stay in traffic. They just showed up, and now they can just work their way down, party it up, and then just take a helicopter out of there. It's real easy.
I completely agree with that. But they got they've been there for so long now. They got the really cool roof set up. They got a hot tub up there. They got a freaking whatever you call it, a terrarium. Is that right? With all the plants or something.
Yeah.
Like on the roof. It's real.
That's a
like
good point.
imagine High School Musical. All right, with all the flowers and everything.
Yeah,
they got the whole setup. They got a little bar top, like a rooftop bar up there, and they're straight chilling on the roof. Yeah.
Well, I've got an analogy for this team. It's slightly different because I don't think that they're quite on the roof, but I think that they're up on the second floor, and I think that they'll probably be in the FC Championship game because you just laid it out in that way.
I hope you incorporate a three-peat into this.
Well, yeah, so the past 2 years, these guys have gotten absolutely hammered.
Okay.
Having a good old time.
Having a good old time on the roof, and now they're still so hungover from last year that they've stumbled and bumbled. They somehow made it up the stairs. Well, they somehow found their way to the house, first of all.
Yeah.
And it was thanks.
Look, we're back.
Thanks in no part. There was no guide at all besides a little black devil elf guiding them. He said, "The house is that way."
Yes.
And they're like, "Thanks, little dude." They stumble into the house. They trip a little. They trip quite a few times.
Yes.
On some very, very little pieces of grass.
Yep.
But they still make it up the steps.
Yes. Somehow.
Minor cuts. Yeah. And then they make it into the house, and everybody else just leaves them alone because they've been the guys that have been up on the roof the past 2 years. So they just waltz up to the second floor, and that's where they see the bowl. They see Dan Campbell. And
they see someone just looking around like this.
Yeah, and this is usually whenever this guy, as soon as he gets up to the second floor, there's something in the air up there. But this guy wakes up. Andy Reid's like, cheeseburger. He
grilled up here?
He gets the smell of food, and it sobers him up. So that's whenever we see the real guy come out, and that's whenever he has to take on the bull. But this bull is different from years before. Because you would think that the bull in years before would be better with help. But this year, the bull's telling everybody to stay on his sleigh. He's like, I got him one-on-one. This guy's drunk as hell.
Yep.
I'm just going to bull rush him.
He's a fraud. I know he's a fraud.
I know he's a fraud.
I know he's still drunk.
So I think they make it up to the second floor. But I don't know if they just had too good of luck. And I feel like eventually it's going to run out. Eventually, somebody's going to realize how drunk this guy is from the past 2 years. They're going to beat the crap out of him. And who else besides Josh Allen this year?
Very good point.
That's good. Very good.
Completely agree. All right, we doing Super Bowl predictions?
Yeah. I guess I basically gave mine already. I think it's going to be Lions, and I think it's going to be the Bills. Now, obviously, the Bills have to somehow beat Patrick Mahomes along the way. But I really, really believe and like what I've seen from Josh Allen this year. Obviously, he's your MVP, and he deserves to be that because he has done more than he's ever done with less help than he's ever had.
Yep.
And it's crazy to see, and I believe in what he's doing. He's got immense confidence right now. And the Lions, juggernaut. They own the roof, and I think that they're going to win the Super Bowl. But this is the Lions' year. They got basically the entire – if you don't have a team in the playoffs, you're basically rooting for the Lions.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, America is behind the Lions. They love watching the Lions.
Yep.
Dan Campbell's just a feel-good story. The Lions have been bad for so long. They're just easy to root for, man. They're flashy. They have fun. Ben Johnson wants every single game to throw it to a fat guy. He wants a fat guy touchdown every single game. And you can't not root for that.
Yep.
So I think the Lions win the Super Bowl. I really hope.
Me too.
I have a hard decision to make here because at the beginning of the season, I thought the Eagles were going to make it to the Super Bowl. And here they are. They're looking the Super Bowl in the face.
Yep.
But, man, Dan Campbell's looking good over there.
Does.
I don't think Aiden Hutchinson's going to be back in time.
Probably
to play the
not.
Super Bowl.
David Montgomery might be.
David Montgomery might be. but Jared Goff has shown that he can mess up a game. Jalen Hurts can also mess up a game. I'm going to go Lions here. Partially because of domes, and Jared Goff loves domes. Down the other side, I'm taking the Ravens because this guy with his new haircut, he's sophisticated.
He is.
He doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's going to get past Josh, he's going to play Josh Allen in the second round probably. And I think he's going to make easy work of that, respectfully. Defense isn't that good. They have a bunch of different ways they can beat them. And then the Chiefs, they finally do what they should have done last year. They run the ball all over the Chiefs. If Zay Flowers is back, that is. I really like the Ravens here. So give me Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl. And I think whoever comes out of the NFC is going to win the Super Bowl. Whether that be the Lions or the Eagles. So in this instance, give me the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
I like it. This is tough. The more I think about it, the more I keep changing my mind. I have to pick the Lions for the NFC
Did we all
side.
pick the Lions? Yeah. Give me the Ravens. Whoever comes out of the AFC.
I picked the Lions for the NFC side.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles could make some real noise, and I really believe that the Eagles would be the team on the NFC side to make it to the NFC Championship with Detroit and exploit their incredibly injured defense. Like, I think they'd be the team to do it, and I could see that happening. But the Lions have been proven to – they just beat the Vikings with, playing good defense, more or less, even though they're hurt. So I got to pick the Lions for the NFC side. The AFC, that's really, really tough for me. I really want to pick the Steelers. I'm just kidding. No shot. Oh boy. AFC side. Josh Allen's so freaking good at football. Lamar's on a tear. Kansas City's just Kansas City. Super Bowl's gonna be the Lions.
It's tough.
Lions, Bills, and Lions are going to pull it out.
It's a damn good pick.
I think so. I love Josh Allen, but I love the Lions, and I really think Kansas City's going to make it an issue for anybody they play, and who knows? They'll probably make it to the Super Bowl just because that's what they do, but I think Lions will pull it out. I really do.
I hope so.
They got the vibes this year, all year long. All right, let's get into our college football playoff semifinals and NFL Super Wildcard Weekend review. So, as far as how we did last weekend picking, I didn't get my picks in time for the college games, but I did go 12-4 in the NFL games. Pretty good. Kean and Carson got all their picks in. Kean was 10-10. Carson was 8-12 last week. So, overall standings, we got percentages this week.
Yeah, we're all getting all messed up numbers.
Yep. Jared is 127-103 overall. That is a 55.2% winning percentage. Cletus is 155-133. That is a 53.8% winning percentage. I'm 162-142, which is a 53.3% percentage. Kean is 161-147, which is 52.3%. Carson is 149-159, 48.4%. Let's get into some news before we get into this. First, Bills wide receiver Amari Cooper has not yet returned to the team after being excused over the weekend for a personal matter, which is what head coach Sean McDermott told the reporters. McDermott added that he's hopeful Cooper will be available for Sunday's game versus the Broncos, but right now they're just taking the situation day by day.
Yeah, it might be a little not shallow, but rude to say this, but I don't think they really need him that much. They haven't really used him that much. Maybe he's like a decoy. Maybe they've used him more as a decoy. But, stats-wise, Khalil Shakir has outproduced him, gotten open more. But, good veteran presence to have.
Oh, yeah.
Amari Cooper if he's back.
Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman revealed Monday that he played through a back fracture during the 2024 season, and surgery is a possibility this offseason. Yeah, I'd say if you have a back fracture, it's probably possible you're getting surgery.
He didn't look that great this season.
Right, yeah, he wasn't the same by any means.
He also didn't really have a solid quarterback all season.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew.
Very true. Yeah. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson suffered a setback in his recovery from a torn Achilles, and the Browns GM Andrew Berry announced that on Monday, January 6th.
Needs a massage.
Needs a massage. Massage it out. Quarterback Jalen Hurts is still in the concussion protocol.
Yeah, no new news on that.
Yeah, that is not a good sign. The running back David Montgomery, MCL sprain, I think is what he had for the Lions. He is expected to be available for the divisional round, which would be huge.
Yeah, which is their first game because they have the first round bye. So
True, yep. Okay, here's a few injuries that happened in Week 18. Packers QB Jordan Love, he had that elbow injury, probably expected to play. Packers quarterback Malik Willis has the thumb. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming he could probably play through it maybe. And then Packers wide receiver Christian Watson had a torn ACL, obviously out for season, unfortunately, the rest of the season. Jags head coach Doug Peterson has been fired after his third season here.
Let's go.
should have happened earlier.
Yeah, probably should have. Raiders have also fired their head coach Antonio Pierce after Las Vegas went 4-13.
Let's go.
Yeah, didn't really look like he knew what he was doing.
No.
I mean, was never given a quarterback, but
Yeah,
He was an intern.
yeah, he was.
it was an intern. Seahawks fired their OC Ryan Grubb after just one season.
Didn't look like he knew what he was doing.
True. Yep. The Bengals have fired their DC Lou Anarumo following his 6th season with the team.
Had
Yeah,
no
that was-
idea what he was doing.
Not this year.
Didn't even look like he. Yeah. No.
Not this year.
I don't even know if he ever went into the team facility.
No. I don't know
Maybe
either.
not.
It's definitely that Jamal Adams meme where it's like, must have been cut. Where he like goes to scan his card.
Key card,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, well, try it again. It's like, must have cut me.
Yeah, pretty much.
He was just trying the wrong key.
Yeah. Titans have fired their GM Rand Carthon after 2 seasons with the team.
Yeah, I went off on him last episode. It was a dumb moves he made over the last offseason. This is very much so
Expected.
expected.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Yep. All right. Here's the list of people that the Bears have requested to interview.
Oh yeah, and this kind of goes for like most teams that are looking for head coaches.
Yeah.
This just kind of gives you a good list of guys who are in the head
coach
coach.
talk.
Yes.
Yep. Lions DC Aaron Glenn, Vikings DC Brian Flores, Lions OC Ben Johnson, Giants OC Mike Kafka, Ravens OC Todd Monken, Cardinals OC Drew Petzing, Steelers OC Arthur Smith.
That's a terrible idea.
That's not good.
Bears gonna bear.
Bears are
Bears
going to
gonna
bear.
bear.
Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver. Yeah. I mean,
Why?
I don't get it.
And
And
Cowboys
head coach Mike McCarthy, which I think I just saw that the Cowboys denied it
Yeah,
as of right now. So go figure. I mean, he's a whatever. Bears are going to bear.
Yep.
Running back Ezekiel Elliott is signing with the Chargers practice squad. Look out.
yeah, bring in another old slow guy.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Add to that. Okay, let's get into our picks this week. We are going to be starting it off with the Orange Bowl. Number 7, Notre Dame. I guess I won't even say the rankings anymore. We all get it. Notre Dame, favorite 2.5, is going to be playing against Penn State. We all took Penn State here as dogs.
Yeah, if Abdul Carter doesn't play, I really don't like this because Riley Leonard is really athletic, and Abdul Carter would match the athleticism. Last game, I think Riley Leonard had 10 less rushing yards than he did passing yards.
He did.
Oh.
Which, I mean, pretty much shows what kind of game he had. And I think Penn State has the athleticism to stop him. Georgia should too, but I think Penn State's defense is more well-built than Georgia's is. And I think Penn State's offense is also rolling well enough right now that it can get past this Notre Dame defense and win the game.
I agree. Penn State's been showing more. We've known Penn State's defense has been good, but yeah, their offense has been showing way more promise as of late as far as being versatile and using different weapons and using them to their best ability on that offensive side.
Plain and simple, Penn State's the better team.
Yep,
That's it.
they are more well built. The Cotton Bowl, Ohio State favored 5.5 is playing Texas. We all took Ohio State here.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, they're the most talented team in college football right now.
By far.
And as long as Ryan Day or Will Howard doesn't get in the way, then they should be able to walk all over whoever they want. And I don't think Texas has anything that can stop them.
Texas didn't look that impressive until they absolutely had to whenever Scatterboo brought Arizona State back into the game. Then Texas kind of somewhat turned it on to at least win the game. But Ohio State is going to have the pedal to the metal the whole time, and I don't know if Texas can keep up with the inconsistency they've showed.
Yeah, I don't think they got the firepower to keep up if they get down. If they get down, I think it's when it's really going to become an issue, as it does with most people that play Ohio State. Let's get into the NFL. The Chargers favored 2.5 are going to the Texans. This is Super Wild Card weekend also. So we got, 3 games Saturday?
Yeah, this is the first game. No, 2 games Saturday.
Sorry, 2 games
3
Saturday.
Sunday.
3 Sunday.
1 Monday.
1 Monday. So, Chargers-Texans, first game. Chargers favored 2.5 points. We all chose the Chargers here. Probably because Texans are kind of don't know how we got there and probably maybe shouldn't be here with how they performed this year.
Yeah.
And Chargers are kind of on a roll.
Yeah, the Chargers are looking a lot more like a run-first – are looking like a lot more than a run-first team right now. Justin Herbert's throwing it well. Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson, Will Dissler are all playing great. And I think that they can beat teams in more than just one way now. And I think Texans are going to be victims of that.
Yeah, I don't feel great about the Chargers. If they get down against a team, I don't know if they have the firepower to get back into the game if they get down by like 2 touchdowns, 2 scores. But I don't see the Texans being able to push down the Chargers. So I think the Chargers basically they can just grind out this Texans team.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. Steelers, Ravens. Ravens are favored 9.5 points. Me and Kean took the Steelers. Carson, you took the Ravens.
You know, I'd like to take the Steelers here because they always play the Ravens so well.
Yeah.
But then the thought came in my head, Steelers first round of playoffs, not good. Also, Steelers, is it 4 or 5 game losing streak?
4.
Not good.
About to be 5.
Yeah.
I don't think the Steelers are going to win this game, but I think they're going to keep it close. I think that the Steelers are a better team than what they've showed over the past 4 weeks. And you are completely correct about the Steelers in the first round of playoffs. It's never good.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope that the defense can at least turn a corner and limit the Ravens. I know the offense of the Steelers probably isn't going to do a whole lot. But if the defense can do what they're known for doing, then it's going to be a close game.
I agree. I mean, I expected them to get blown out by the Bengals, to be honest with you, and just tore apart and torched. But they kept them. They kept the Bengals to only 1 touchdown. And I know the Ravens are a whole different animal. But yeah, Steelers always kind of have their number a little bit. But yeah, I unfortunately don't expect the Steelers to win this game at all. But I think they can keep it around a touchdown, at least somewhere in there. 9.5 feels like a lot of points for a wild card AFC North game. Night game, too. Broncos, Bills. Bills are favored 8.5 points. We are all on the Bills. This is unfortunate for me. I really wanted to pick Bo Nix, but Josh freaking Allen's so good at football. And I'm a big fan.
The Broncos are so hot right now, but I feel like Josh Allen is sick of the bullshit, and he's ready to just dominate the playoffs, and I think he's going to send a message to the rest of the teams in this game.
Josh Allen is so damn good in the snow. I mean, if he can't throw the ball, which he can still throw the ball in the snow, but he can just run the ball and nobody can tackle him. He gets so slippery in the snow.
He is.
Does it look pretty whenever he's running? He's kind of stumbling and bumbling a little bit. He's slipping in the snow, but nobody can tackle him. He's a bull. So, yeah, I think the Bills win this game pretty easily, unfortunately.
I think so, too. The Bo Nix is still new to this. Well, a lot of their team is still new to this as far as like the playoffs go and dealing with people like Josh Allen and that team who's been here before, been there, done that. And, yeah, I think they should handle it.
Hey, but I got to mention that, no slight to the Broncos because the Broncos had a great season and a real, told you bitch season from Sean Payton because they finished 10-10 with his rookie quarterback and Russell Wilson went to the Steelers. They also finished 10-7.
Yeah,
both teams finished 10-7.
Yeah. Yep.
Sean Payton was given a whole lot of shit after he cut Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Packers, Eagles. Eagles are favored 4.5 points, and we all took the Eagles here. They're just a dominating team.
Yeah, Eagles are dominant, and Isaac was talking about it, and he said that he thinks without Christian Watson, the Packers are going to struggle because they don't have that deep threat anymore.
Yeah.
And if Isaac's saying the Packers are going to struggle, that means they're probably going to struggle. So give me the Eagles here because the Packers haven't been really that dominant in the first place, and I think the Eagles are just going to be able to run all over them. I think they have some there's some injuries on their defense too. Jair Alexander's out for the year.
Yeah.
Quay Walker's beat up.
Mm-hmm.
There's one other guy too, but yeah, I think the Eagles should be able to beat them even with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Packers are going through. I feel like we almost never see the Packers really struggle on offense. They're going through a rare rough patch now.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eagles have rested their top guys for basically feels like 2 weeks.
Feels like it, yeah.
So I think they're going to come in fresh. I don't know what Jalen Hurts' situation is, but I agree with you that I think there's so many playmakers on this team. I really don't like saying this, but I think that even Kenny Pickett could make it work.
Well, he already did it with A.J. Brown that one game, right?
He did.
Yeah, I mean.
And if not him, then Tanner McKee.
Yeah.
This team is just loaded with playmakers, a great offensive line, a great defense. I don't know how you can go wrong.
Yeah, and then Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
I mean, What else do you have to say? Commanders, Buccaneers. Buccaneers are favored 3 points. We all took the Commanders, the dogs, this week. They're just hot.
Yeah,
They're running incredibly hot right now, and as much as I love Baker, I don't know. It's not about Baker in this game. It's about everyone else, and the Commanders are just running through people right now. And the Bucs defense is really this is gonna be a huge test for them.
Huge.
I kind of feel like Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury have just been making it look so easy. Like, I feel like they haven't even been trying. Like, they're just, Jaden Daniels is, like, sliding everywhere, and the running game's just rolling easy. They're not, like, doing any cool schemes or anything. They're just ground and pounding them, a quick short pass, get 4 yards of play, and that'll be a first down. And I think if they actually open up, like, a can of worms that actually smells good on the Buccaneers, then I think they can be really impressive. But I think they can take care of business even with their boring style of play. So give me the Commanders.
I just think that Jaden Daniels makes less mistakes than Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, no doubt, he has the flashiest plays out of anybody. But so does Jaden Daniels, and he just doesn't turn the ball. There's not that boneheaded interception every now and then that you get from Baker.
True.
He's so patient. Sometimes too patient.
Yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst, it seems Jaden Daniels just rolls out and runs out of bounds at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Saves it down, gets another credits the other team with a sack.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But he doesn't care about the stats. He just cares about the win. And I just think that, Commanders both teams are honestly very hot coming in, but Commanders are looking better on both sides of the ball. And I really hope that we get a Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans matchup in this one.
Yeah.
I want to see some fights, some fire.
Yeah.
I just kind of trust the Commanders more right now to not mess it up. But I think this is going to be a great game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is the game I'm most excited for, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, I'm so excited to watch.
Last game of the wild card weekend, Vikings favored 1.5 points, are playing the Rams. We all took the Vikings here. Rams are confusing.
Very.
Yeah, I'm less betting on the Vikings and more betting against the Rams here.
I can't believe
That's
the
fair.
Vikings are only favored by 1.5.
Yeah.
This line feels like it should be like 5.5, 4.5, maybe at the lowest.
Yep. That
Just 'cause-
loss must have killed them.
I get that the Rams are home, but like the Vikings are one of the best teams in the league. They won 14 games this year.
Yep.
And basically, defense is great, offense is great. Rams offense might be great if they eat the right breakfast in the morning or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Defense is never really going to be that good.
Yeah, defense is not good.
Yeah, I agree. I think Vikings will take care of it. Justin Jefferson will want to get back to his form after struggling against the Lions, and just that whole team is going to want to get back and really make a statement here in the playoffs, I think. That wraps it up.
We're fully in playoff football, boys.
Fully in playoff football.
Season is
Wild card
winding
weekend.
down.
Yeah, season is winding down.
Carson, next time we'll see you is for draft prep.
Scouting soon.
Dude, I'm so excited,
Me too,
honestly.
yeah.
I love
happen.
scouting season.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's happening soon.
Plant our flags. And be sure to tell all your friends we're good at this shit.
Yeah.
We are.
We're good
Now
at
we
this
have a
shit.
track record build up. It's
Yeah,
pretty good
seriously.
already.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Pretty solid. All right, that wraps up this episode of Last Lost Sports Talk. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment down below, ask us questions, email us lastlostsportstalk@gmail.com. We just appreciate you watching. Enjoy football. Enjoy playoff football is when it gets real good, real important football here. And we'll catch you on the next episode.